Let's bring in some hi-hats. My friend until the end. Always is. Especially nowadays again. Loading, loading. The wheel of death. Here we go. Here we got the 909 hi-hat. I still love it to this day. So, my amazing playing right here. I think this can definitely be a bit longer. Again, we go straight to audio from here. Why don't you grab a sample? Sure, I can, but you know, why? If I want to shape it a little from the actual drum machine here and then render it to audio, I have my sample just the way I want it. And I don't have to go through endless banks and look for it. So, here we go. You know what? Let's grab a quick, before doing all this, grab a quick close hi-hat as well. Do I want this? You know what, make it long. I can always do that in audio. All right, there are my hi-hats. This can go. I mean, it's not that difficult. Yeah, another thing, guys, quickly. I always make a little folder here. Since I do everything in audio, that doesn't mean that I throw away my MIDI, like I just did with the hi-hat. All the bass lines, the pads, whatever, everything else, I always keep, you know. So if I want to change something later on, I still have it, and it's easy to do, instead of having to really invent the wheel. So make a quick MIDI folder, MIDI, let's call it MIDI and stuff, because that's where I will also keep all the stuff, the audio stuff in. Here we go. Okay. So something that I've been doing since the big old trance days is, instead of having like a 16th closed head, I would use my open head as well to do the 16th, but still have that main offbeat sort of open hi-hat in there. But it gives, I don't know, it gives us sort of like a very open sort of groove. It's hard to explain. I'll do it right now so you hear what I mean. Instead of just going with this, see, I mean, or this even. I took the most open setting of the close set, but not whatever you do in the machine is simply this. See, there you go. You get your close 909. But instead of doing this, I really like doing something like this. It just gives a bit more presence of hi-hat eventually in the track itself. So we go here. But then make this a lot lower. See, there is still that bounce, but here we go. take out, you know, that's what I'm trying to do as well as we go, the process. I feel like my process is never like linear, you know, it's it's not like, oh, I do the bass and I fix the bass and I do the kick and I fix the kick and I do the hi-hats and I fix the hi-hats and it's all done after. It's everything's just going back and forth and shaping as we go. So, but of course, you know, mixing in the end is all solving the same problem. How do you get your track to sound clear as possible? And you know, very often this you know, stuff like this, hi-hats, as you can see here, you know, it comes with a lot of low energy, right? All these frequencies down here, you know, up to this point here. It's not really what you need. That's not what a hi-hat is for. Hi-hat is like, you know, for your higher frequency energy in the track. So I always roll them off already. I grab a EQ and I just roll them off. Because as you can hear, the sound of that hi-hat is not changing up to probably this point, where it starts to get really thin. But you want to have that sort of beefiness that's in the mid, pretty much around here, around 1000 hertz. All this energy you don't need, because everything else, your compressors, your limiters, everything else later on in the process will react to what's happening here. So you don't need this. So you might as well just take it out altogether. So that's what I've done now. Same thing goes for the snare, really. You know, you want to have a bit of the low, and the most of the energy is right here, around 160. So take out that lower stuff. You don't need it. Maybe you can accentuate that energy a bit. See? Cool. All right. So this 909 is hi-hat. It's just giving this nice little bounce. But I just kind of want to build it out a bit more with some, maybe some real hi-hats. Like give it that real disco vibe. And I got this really cool loop here of some hi-hats that I recorded a while ago. Let's see if that will fit with this. No. I love the way those open hats, you know, real hi-hats, just how they sing. They have this sort of shimmer vibe to it. But slow down on these guys, a little lower. Okay, that's cool. Let's see how that works with the rest. Yeah. Okay, maybe we can actually have an 808, real thin, 16. Just do that extra job. So let's get that done. Okay. I just need one because I'm gonna be doing my audio little bits. Here we go. Here we go. It's a little lower, so let's just normalize it quickly. See a bit more what I'm doing. Always make sure you cut it off right at the beginning, so you don't have this little gap right in between. There we go. This can just be a straight up 16th. Much lower, obviously. Might want to give that a little bounce instead of drawing it. Sometimes it's nice to actually grab something like this. For example, this. Let's roll off some low since we're there anyway. Oh, it's already. There's not much to roll off, so we can leave that. It's nice to actually let that dance a little as well, bounce it a bit. So instead of drawing it one by one, you can also actually have this. Have that do the job for you. Just a little. I want to have you here. There you go. Now this ring and kick is still there a lot. Cool, all right.